What's your most NSFW skill? When I was 12, I discovered that when you sit in an doggy-style position and spread your butt cheeks, don't ask me why I did this, because I generally don't know. Air can be sucked into your butt. This way you can make enormous farts on command. Later I taught my best friend how to do it. After school we would train to get longer and louder farts. After some time, we both managed to get farts longer than 10 seconds. It was a crazy time. The fun part is that we are still best friends and we both can still do it. From time to time we talk and laugh about that time. Surprised I haven't seen it here, but I can put a condom on a guy with just my mouth. It's been a few years since I've been with a guy, but I would find a moment where he wasn't paying attention and then slip the condom in my mouth. Sometimes I'd have to carry a conversation for a bit before I could get my mouth on him, but once I did, I would slip it on him. It was like a cool magic trick. Him: "Hey, I thought you said you don't do anything without a condom." Me: "Toddy A." Him: "Holy shit, how'd you do that?" People won't believe me, but here it goes. I have a very acute sense of smell for female menstruation. It's very subtle, but it's always the same scent for every woman. I even predicted my wife's pregnancy before she thought to take a test because I told her you smell different this month. Fucking weird, I know. It weirds the shit out of me. Due to a nasty tonsillectomy where I also had to get my adenoids taken out, I straight up don't have a gag reflex lol. Seriously, from age 7 on I have zero gag reflex. I can shove like 3 fingers down my throat and move them as much as I want. Nothing happens. Too bad the circus isn't very popular lol. I could have been a professional sword swallower. ETA, holy smokes, was not expected this many upvotes compared to some other comments. I will say, my fiancé is very appreciative lol. Edit number 2. If you follow me you get blocked. I repeat, engaged. So when I was a kid I really wanted to join the circus and no one told me number. I thought to do this I had to learn a skill and decided I would be a sword swallower. From about the ages of 4-9 I just shoved items of increasing length and girth down my throat. This has led to a skill, still retained to this day, where I can totally relax my throat muscles and shove large objects down it. This makes me great at downing pints and theoretically good at blowjobs. Pity I'm a lesbian. Okay, hold up, so you mean like just by looking at my face you can tell what my nipples look like? I'm going to need proof body. Edit, I'll give you a poor man's gold if you can guess what my nipples look like based on my face. Cause I've seen a lot of faces and a lot of boobs, and have never learned this ability. https://imgur.com/gallery/m9isd. Well gals and guys, it's been fun having so many take an interest in my nipples. Here is what they actually look like. I'm quite fond of my tiny tits. I'll leave the link up for a bit. https://www.reddit.com/r/boobs/comments/art_needs_scientific_research/question mark @_source equals share. I'm so proud of myself if I actually figured this shit out. I can independently control the first knuckle on each finger, the knuckle directly behind my fingernails, and I can vertically wag my dick. If you're confused by what I mean, think lowrider bouncing hydraulics. My dick is the car, my mind is the hydraulic controls. I'd how skillful those are, but they come as a welcomed surprise to the females I've been with. I can flex my erect penis upward very aggressively while inside a vagina, such that it rubs upward against a woman's G-spot. Depending on her anatomy, they're all a little different, giving a new orgasm sensation. I once tried this with a woman and her eyes got big and she said, "Well, that's nice, but what about this?" Then squeezed her vagina muscles so hard it clamped down on my penis so I couldn't pull out. We dated much longer than we should have purely because of the great sex. You know, as someone who freestyle raps / has been involved with hip-hop for years, This is not at all uncommon. I think it's kind of a freedom to talk about something so ridiculous that no one's going to judge your rhymes and freestyling capabilities and just focus on the subject matter or something. I find myself over the years freestyling about dumb stuff over regular rap stuff for the freedom. I have a high pain tolerance and will often snatch hot things out of the oven or adjust them with my bare hands or use something that is clearly not the best choice like a dish towel or something. I get minor burns on my hands on the regular and it drives my housemates nuts to watch me do it. I'm guessing it wouldn't go over well at a food service job either. If done quickly enough, this just makes your hands calloused. I honed this skill in the 600-degree baguette ovens at a popular fast casual place that rhymes with where bread and showed the new people how you could just grab them out of the ovens individually and hold them to slice them hot. More than a few fingers burnt when trying to follow my example. In hindsight, I was quite a dick. I'm a bit late on here, but I have a great one. I can use my kegel muscles to make my dick move without my hands. It is such an handy and pleasurable skill for my partners. I can make it move about 2 to 3 inches up and down at each contraction. Took me months of kegels exercises and my muscles get tired real quick, but really useful skill anyways. Also, if I want to pee really bad, I can pee while hard. It is useful as slow wet. I have partners that loves kinks. Butt stuff. When I was about 9, I wondered to myself, stuff comes out of there. But what if something went in there instead? The wooden toilet plunger handle was first, then 2 at a time, then a deodorant bottle. It's been more than 30 years of all manner of object insertion. Shampoo bottles, soda cans, candles, plastic water, soda bottles, apples, oranges, bananas, plastic bottles from supplements, sports drink bottles, peanut butter jars. You get the idea. My biggest is somewhere between 9 and 10 inches circumference. So I'm a male, but I can orgasm and stay pretty medium hard and have a very small refractory period, about 30 seconds a few minutes, so I can orgasm multiple times in one session. My record before collapsing is 5 orgasms in a 2-hour session, though to be fair the first 25-35 minutes was trying to come the first time, then after that they were much easier, though I get incredibly sensitive and it only builds after the first one. Not very useful, but really, really fun. I can make myself orgasm hands-free with a full bladder. It's not a piss kink or anything, but once in a while, I'm horny enough and my bladder is full enough that I can mentally fuck myself and make my bladder push on my spot rhythmically and have body-shaking orgasms that literally causes me to shed tears from the intensity. Unfortunately, doing this is not healthy because holding in my pee and doing these kegels could cause my pelvic floor to weaken and it might mess up my bladder. Frown, but gosh, nothing compares to how amazing it feels. According to damn near every partner that I've ever had, male or female, I'm really good with my mouth and my hands. Even after my first couple of sexual interactions involving these parts, I was highly praised for my skill. To which I mentally responded, what skill? I've literally done this twice. Now, I'm almost 30 years old and I've only had a handful of sexually involved partners, and though I've indulged in the horizontal monkey dance hundreds, maybe even thousands, of times, I've never particularly felt like I've improved my techniques, whatever they've been. I've certainly never made it a point to do so. I've always just done what feels natural to me, as long as the other person enjoyed it. It wasn't until I met my current boyfriend that I finally figured out why this has been such a big deal. After the first few blowjobs and handjobs that I gave him, he spent several minutes gushing, hey, about how I'm the best that he's ever had when it comes to those particular activities, to the point where he just wouldn't shut up about it. Well, after we'd finished fooling around, I finally told him that this has been a prominent pattern in my life since I first started engaging in sexual activity, that I didn't understand how I could be so highly praised when I don't feel I do anything exciting or special, that I haven't really gone out of my way to get better at blowjobs or handjobs, that I feel as though I do the bare minimum because as someone who's rather vanilla that's really all I'm comfortable doing. After spending some time contemplating it, he told me that while I may not do anything unique, I put more feeling into performing these particular activities than any of his previous partners ever did. I'm paraphrasing here, but it basically boiled down to, you don't need to shove dick down your throat until you choke or try to wrap your tongue around the whole thing like some demonic slug or try to break your wrist being extra special just rubbing the damn thing off. Because you put enough passion into what you do to make up for all that stupid bullshit. My exes would gag the shit out of themselves and punch the head of my dick with the backs of their throats trying to be these wild nymphos during their blowjobs, and the hand jobs were even worse because I was more convinced they were just trying to give me rug burn with their hands. You're also just really good at multitasking, at paying attention to more than one body part. My exes would focus solely on dick. But if you're using your mouth in one place you're also using your hands in others. You're not trying to be this insane epitome of sexy, you're just trying to make sure your partner is enjoying what you're doing. So I guess I'm just really good at participating. I taught myself how to unhook a bra with a snap of my fingers when I was younger. I think I saw it in a movie or something once. It wasn't actually that hard to learn. You just have to give it a fast and solid snap on the connector. The less hooks the easier it is, of course. It is only interesting to the girl the first time lol. I'd like to thank my ex for letting me practice on her. Her contribution to this skill will not be forgotten. I absorb other people's responsibilities until I have equity in the company, then convince the executive the company no longer makes sense in the current market. This is usually true by this point, and they can make a tidy profit by liquidating the company now. Then I find a new job. It's without a doubt the skill I have that is the least safe for workplaces. The muscular structure of cows and pigs are surprisingly similar to humans. We used to be quadrupeds like them. Even though we are bipeds now, our muscle and bone structure is still very similar. And the fact I'm a butcher means if I wanted in theory I could break down a human into primal and make some human steaks. I mean if I wanted to. And I have access to a grinder and meat waste disposal. Again only if I wanted to. All theoretical. I bet many people can do it, but I have a sneaky way of separating my leg from my ball sack. I'm not sure if many other people have this problem where your sack literally sticks onto one of the sides of your legs, maybe even both if you're sitting in a certain way. This happens to me a lot in public. So what I do is quite simple yet mostly effective. I put my hand into my pocket and shove the sack off of my leg as best as I can. The damn thing usually sticks onto my leg again, but it at least provides temporary comfort. I haven't hit puberty yet, so I still have my high-pitched voice. In 8th grade and a few kids at lunch were moaning and trying to see whose is better and sexier. I joined in for fun, and what do you know, I moan like a really hot anime girl, all the popular guys said, and I even gave lessons to teach the other guys how to do it. I always do a onachin and senpai for the guys, and now I'm cool with the popular guys. They don't even care I'm weird or 5'3" or not on the football team. So guys moan like an anime girl and that'll boost popularity, trust me. I can suck my own nipples. Apparently I also have a magic you-know-what because that thing snaps back to virginity every night. And all these dudes that are talking about how they can have one orgasm after another, or how rarely they do. I have never had a boyfriend that did not with me and say it was the first time it happened. I must be awesome in bed, but I'm not very good as any other thing. NSFW because it makes people cringe because it looks weird. I have stroked the ligaments on my right side, so I have extended my right arm an extra 2 inches and fold my right leg and make my toe go to the same level as my belly button. I recently climbed a rock wall and my right side could go up 3 rocks at a time and people started calling me a mutant. I'm a guy. As a teenager I could accurately work out a girl's bra size on sight. I don't just mean the cup size. I could work out cup and back size. It wasn't just a pervy thing. I could do it in seconds. Sometimes I could do it even if I wasn't looking at them, just from having seen the girl before. It was one of my party tricks. I had a 100% record until I met my now wife. She showed me the label on her bra and I was off by quite a bit. I got a text a week later and she had just been to get new bras. She had to get resized and it just so happened that I was actually right. My other bra-related skill was how quickly I could undo a bra. We had a pretty mixed friend group and a random prank would be undoing some of the girls' bras without them noticing. Girls and guys in the group did it. I was by far the fastest, and could do it one-handed. We eventually had a race at a party. We lined up most of the girls at the party and raced trying to undo the bras. Everyone's shirts stayed on. It wasn't an X-rated party. I was up against 4 guys and 2 girls, one of which was a lesbian. I undid 12 bras in 26 seconds. I beat second place by almost a full minute. Hope I'm not too late for the party. I can proudly tell you that I can fit my whole fist in my mouth and most of your fists as well, as long as you don't have hands like fucking King Kong. Also lost my gag reflex after the removal of my wisdom teeth, just because I wanted something in my stomach and couldn't swallow. Ah yes, the life of a straight male is very interesting. As a gay man, I'm pretty flexible, and I am able to both fuck a guy up his butt and give him a blowjob at the same time. To do this, the guy needs to be on his back with his legs open. I poke my way into him, and once I'm in, I can lean forward to give him a blowjob. Another skill I have tried once before is simultaneous penetration. The guy had his dick in my butt, I had mine in his, and we both did it at the same time. When I was a little kid, my mom showed me that she can tie a cherry stem in a knot in her mouth, probably at a diner or something. With much practice I learned how to do it too. As an adult it's not considered a neat trick so much as a sexual thing. I tell myself that my mom didn't know it has a sexual connotation, it's just a neat trick. Being able to masturbate without my hands. I use my thighs and think about something really hard that turns me on or go the easier route, porn. I've literally used jacked off with my parents in the same room and in the middle of class several times and no said a thing. Truth be told, I don't know how to masturbate with my hands. I've tried and nothing. I'm a huge squirter. TBH, most people say they love it, but once they realize the amount of laundry that has to get done, the importance of a waterproof mattress cover, and the reality of having to consistently buy towels, they find it to be a chore. Not in the moment, of course. Also I can come about 1,000 times. Do these count? Someone mentioned it already and I commented, but to check if I'm done going to the bathroom, I suck air into my butt and let out a huge fart. Usually the air lubricates plus the farting force squared is enough to eject remaining mass as a projectile at Mach 1 speed. The impact on the water is enough to make Poseidon kiss me. I do this every time I'm ready to wipe without thinking, but several times people have asked me if I'm okay. Okay, listen, I'm a guy and this could be considered an NSFW skill. As a baby I was born in a weird position. I loved having my leg over my head, and when my mother saw the pictures of me inside her stomach having my legs on my neck she was terrified and asked my doctor if something was wrong with me. He quickly said nothing was wrong and that I just had good flexibility and I was double jointed in my ankles, knees, some fingers and both my elbows, so I can do this position where I can put both of my legs on my head without feeling any sort of pain. So if someone wanted to do something in the shower and lift me up I could do that position, though I could be in a circus too. I'm a guy and having sex around 5 times a night, plus a few more in the middle of the night and 5 or 6 times before we have to get breakfast, is completely normal for me. Orgasm and everything. My new girlfriend is older than me and although she comes quickly, she's more the type where once she comes, that's it. I can barely get her worked up enough to go for 3 rounds a night. So, between dinner and breakfast, you usually have, or expect to have, sex at least 10 times, and sleep etc. with your new girlfriend. It's 3 rounds. Are you sure these numbers are correct? I wouldn't be able to sustain it in the long term, through the night, potentially interrupting sleep, but that's me.